Good morning. You know what? I look at people now, a lot of people, because see myself, of course, 5.5 months ago. And especially since in Mexico we have a lot of walking traffic. And I see mommies with the kids and the kids in kindergarten. Kindergarten, okay? And I think it's a 3-year kindergarten cycle. I mean, talk about your indoctrination kind of thing. Um, so I see these kids and, thin arms, thin legs, but they have beer bellies. Children, beer bellies on children, and their faces are all poofed up. Hey guys, that's what we call metabolic liver disease, okay? Or metabolic fatty liver disease. This used to be just for alcoholics. I mean, they would drink themselves to death, and now you're just feeding your kids sugar to death, and you're feeding them every 2 hours. Oh, because they need a little snack, and then you're overloading them. Several children, I'm sure these days, are coming up with this. I think it's called hyper. I can't remember it. It's just like they're just drinking too much water. Drink when you're thirsty, for Christ's sake. And then, of course, low fat, which means more sugar. This I knew for 20 years, 30 years. And low salt. So, gosh, okay, you want your kid to have a cardiac arrest by the time he's in his 20s. Fine. It's up to you, Mom. But golly gee willikers. And it's not just a couple. It's like, I'd rather point out of the crowd the ones who look metabolically healthy. I mean, these things are just, you can just look, okay? You know what? The lot of us look in a mirror, man, and try to tuck your stomach in. If you can't, you're probably in trouble. Weirdly, I can tuck my stomach like right up under my ribs. I mean, my rib cage is here, and I have this complete like vacuum, which I never had. I hadn't had that in 20 years. As a matter of fact, I don't even remember 20 years ago if I could even do that. Adipose tissue in my ventris, the center part, my thorax, if you will, gone, completely gone. And how did I do it? Just knocked off refined foods. I mean, really, at the end of the day, screw the word keto and screw the word all this and screw the word that and low carb and high fat and BS and blah, blah, blah. Bottom line is I stopped eating garbage. And actually, I just don't eat fruit because you know what? I never really, no, if you ever, even as a little kid, you said, here's a turkey leg and here's some watermelon, I'm going after the turkey leg. Fruit's always been kind of boring, and I'm kind of happy now, at least at this stage of life, to know that it was never necessary. And there was never a necessary piece of bread that I ever ate, and there was never a necessary tortilla or anything else. Necessary, required. Do they taste good? I guess 5.5 months ago, yeah. Sorry, guys. I have alarms to remind me of things and it just isn't working. I'm ready to throw this phone at the wall. Okay. But since I have mellow blood sugar and glucose, I don't get upset about those things anymore. Breathe in, breathe out. Yes, life is beautiful. So, and I know I chase little rabbits here and there, but the bottom line is children are winding up with this fatty liver disease. And if certain things over the last 1.5 years won't kill them, especially when they start pumping them full of chemicals that they really don't need because they're not in any danger anyway, you'll go ahead and just take care of that with just filling them up full of sugar. So I'm not a doctor. I'm just an idiot on the internet, but I kind of study what real doctors tell me, and I'm just a messenger. So if you want to save your kids' lives, I would go ahead and anything that looks like it comes in a box, a bag, a bottle, unless it's water, like water, don't give it to your kid. And stop feeding them every 2 hours. You know what? I grew up actually very thin and just fine. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Can I have a snack? No. Why? Because it'll ruin your dinner. Can I have a snack? No. Why? You should have eaten more at dinner. Period. Okay? Period. And we ran out and played. So we were physically active. That was for our brain. And we were fasting. When we were little, we'd fast a couple hours and then lunch and then a couple hours and then dinner. And then we'd fast like 15 hours till breakfast the next day. You didn't get snacks. You didn't get nonsense. I mean, you barely got to go out and eat at like McDonald's. When you got to McDonald's, it was like, holy crap, are we really going to McDonald's? I mean, seriously. So again, if God doesn't put it in a package, I don't put it in my mouth. And I've taken some pushback. Oh, well, when we go to restaurants, hey, chillax, man. When we go to restaurants, I'm following my doctor's medical advice so I don't get a heart attack. Who would tell other people, well, you should eat more salt, here's more fat because your doctor? Of course not. So all I've done is I've decided to take my doctor's advice coming 20 years into the future today. So shut up. I can perfectly eat in most places. Leave the bread. Here, you guys eat that. I'm just going to eat the meat. I'm going to eat the cheese. That's about it. And I'll drink water. Thank you very much. And normally it never satiates me. I mean, if you actually look at the amount of food that these people actually don't give you, they actually don't give you real food. They give you a lot of refined garbage. Why? Because it makes you feel like you just, I got them, boy. I paid my $1 and I got my 15 pounds of carbohydrates. Yeah. No, very bad. So anyway, to end this thing, a lot of people worry about abusing children and this and that. I'm telling you, if you're feeding them all this nonsense, in my non-medical, I couldn't care less if you like me, believe me, whatever, non-medical opinion, stop feeding them garbage. And, maybe they'll outlive you. Who knows? Talk soon. Bye.